Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Patreon page. I really appreciate your support, and I'm looking forward to these next couple videos I'm going to be sending out. It's going to be a series. And what we're going to be talking about is a major triad and major triad pairs. So I'm going to try to simplify these videos so it doesn't seem too complex. And it can get that way if you try too much at once. So the very first thing is to understand your major triad is actually a really important thing as a musician and as a jazz player. You're dealing with the 1, the 3, and the 5. That's it. So that can be very simple. Make sure you understand the intervals between those 3 notes. For example, from the 1 to the 3 is a major triad. From the 3 to the 5 is a minor triad. Now, if you invert another way, from the 5 to the 1, that's a 4th. So that's really good sounds when you start to invert these triads. Okay, what we're going to do is deal with one kind of chord right now, and I will explain other chords as we go along. The chord we're going to be dealing with is a dominant chord. So for an example, we're going to do C7. I'm going to speak in C7, and I'm also going to play as a trumpet player in C7, so don't get confused when you hear it play back for those other instruments. So for C7, we're going to deal with the 1, 3, 5, C, E, and G. Pretty simple. What you want to do is learn how to play this in all inversions. That's the complicated part about this. It can get, I should say. Don't need to worry so much right now about how many measures this is fitting over or anything like that. Just get really good around the horn playing this in this one key. Know that this is going to work over C7 very well. I mean, it's dealing with the 1, the 3, and the 5. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, the next step is you're going to now pair it up with a different key. And what we're going to do is go a whole step below and play B flat major triad. Why? Well, let's look at the notes. You got B flat, which would be the 7th of C7. You have D, which is the 9 or the 2nd. And then you have F, which is the 4th. So we're going to work the same route now on just B flat major triad. Okay, so now this is where the fun begins. We're going to start to pair the 2 that we worked on, C and B flat, and we're going to utilize this over our C7 dominant chord. It has every note in the scale, by the way, except for 1, the 6th, the A. Otherwise, it's dealing with every note in that scale, the dominant scale. So now what I like to do is I like to combine every other one. So for an example, I'll start with 1, 3, 5 in B flat, and then do that again in C. Okay. Now, here's again, I'm still not worried about how many measures this is applying over. I'm just kind of working it out. And remember, now you can go up and you can go down. You can start alternating going up and down opposites with these two major triad pairs. And you can deal with other types of inversions that I didn't do. I'm just picking 3 that you should work on. And last but not least, this is a really important part of this. Anything you do in C7 dominant without any type of extensions with altered sounds that don't deal with C7. Let me say that one more time. Anything you do in C7 that does not deal with any type of altered sounds, you can do the same thing in G minor. So that's the 2 chord. We have G minor and the 5 chord C7. So you can utilize everything you just did over G minor now. All right, happy practicing. Once you work this out, I will put out another video on how to deal with over a 2-5-1 utilizing one more pair, and we'll see how that sounds. All right, take care.